Sejong Station map number 1, Apotheosis map 2, Galactic Process map 3, Frost map 4, and Frozen Temple would be map 5 of this series. As we have to the bottom right hand side our blue Terran player from Millennium. To kick us off today, it is MarineLorD. And to the top left hand side, it'll be our red Zerg player from True Esports. It's going to be Guru. I'd like to remind you guys that you can, of course, support the prize pool of the Wardi Open over on the Matcherino page, !Matcherino to get a link to that. We're currently at $825 in the prize pool and looking to keep on raising it even higher. Thank you to Lib75 as well, who during the downtime between events cheered 300 into the chat and just wanted to throw in some hype for the upcoming Wardi Open group. So thank you very much, Lib, appreciate it. Again, how's everyone doing today? Welcome back to the stream if you've just been, with us since Go for SC2, or welcome if you're just joining us now, ready for the Wardi Open. Again, it's a busy day, lots of action taking place in the world of StarCraft, and we have pretty much all of it covered for you. Obviously, there's also WESG qualifiers taking place right now for the Benelux region, but here we are with the Wardi Open Group C, and this is, of course, our main focus, main event of the day. Go for SC2, a nice little warm-up, and I can say a nice little warm-up, worked out pretty darn well. Finished like 15 minutes before we're meant to go live with this. It went really well, really, if we talk about it, so, good stuff. As we set up into this map, King Sejong Station, we did get a little bit pre-warning from MarineLorD. He said, I don't really like Guru, so this is, expect some BM throughout the series. Maybe they don't like each other, maybe it was a joke, I don't know. Either way, we're going to start this best of 5 off in this TvZ with a Reaper-based expansion out of our Terran player, and let's see what this turns into. Again, it's a really interesting group, I think. I think Guru can take maps and even series off of any of these players in the group. I think Strange is actually in the same place where he can actually take maps and series off any of these, but I think we definitely have two favourites, which are Guru and MarineLorD. Nurture and MarineLorD, the two favourites in this group, almost definitely. As we set up here, we're going to see this first Reaper starting to move across the map. So let's see how... Again, I feel as though Guru can win this, but my money's on MarineLorD personally. I think he's got a good shot at this. We're going to see this Reaper going to be moving over here, and just going to check the third base, because he's coming down very early in the game, actually. So sees the third hatch already on the way down, and we'll now start to trade with a few of these Zerglings. So Zerglings starting to take a little bit of damage here, and Grenade goes down as well. And just blast a few of those units up into the sky. And again, Reaper going to look to continue trading right now. So Reaper just looking for damage. And again, Zerglings coming forward to see what they can do. Nice Grenade again. Those Zerglings going to be able to get away. So not too much damage done overall. We're going to see the third hatchery coming down from Guru as well here. So third hatch coming down. It's going to be seeing the factory coming up back at home. MarineLorD opening with the 2 racks play. So it's going to be going into that stim drop based opening here. Let's see how this is going to go. As he'll start up stim pack, and obviously we'll head into some medevacs in the near future. Expect to see this sort of build order multiple times throughout the series. It's a build order which is very powerful in multiple different ways. You can do a lot of different follow-ups to it as well. And it's just a very solid build order to open a game with, and to get into kind of a lot of different, to get into a position where you're harassing the Zerg player, you're taking map control, you're keeping the Zerg player generally on the back foot. So keep that in, keep your eyes out for this. And again, look for the different follow-ups as well. Engineering bays, 1 engineering bay, 2 base all in, something like tank follow-up. There's a lot of different ways it can go, as we see right now. MarineLorD is still just kind of checking around, seeing what's up. Doesn't see too much. Don't know if he saw the Rotoran, which is coming in towards the edge of this main base creep spread. He doesn't, so he doesn't see that just yet. As we're going to be seeing that Rotoran coming down. I'm just going to be seeing the Overlord coming down the right-hand side. So Overlord coming down the right-hand side, Evo Chamber to the front. And he actually cancels the Rotoran and goes for a second Evo Chamber. So double Evo Chamber coming in. Obviously, Guru just feels as though he wants to get into double upgrades. Isn't too concerned about the concept of this double drop coming forward. He's just going to upgrade and see where that takes him. As the medevacs will start to come out 2 at a time now as the reactor finishes up. So 2 medevacs on the way out. Factory is sat over here. And more Marines currently being made. So more Marines being made. I mean, again, there's going to be about 16 of them ready to jump into those 2 medevacs in just a few moments' time, and then get across the map to get some damage done. Again, we're keeping an eye to see what MarineLorD's follow-up to this will be, and for now, it looks as though probably engineering bays, otherwise I think he'd have already started a tech lab. Wouldn't mind first. So yeah, probably engineering bays, another medevac and Viking to get something done. Reaper is still over here, and actually the Reaper is going to pick up 2 drones. So late in the game for 2 drones to go down, but he gets it anyway, and that's a nice little pick off there. I mean, any couple of workers you kill off is going to be nice. As we see, full medevacs are set, and they're heading across to see what they can get up to. Stim's about to finish, and again, behind this, we'll see combat shields most likely. There's 1 engineering bay, and there's 2. So double engineering bay follow-up, and MarineLorD will just be heading in towards his third command center shortly, and then up to 5 racks and that's going to be him set into the mid-game. So let's see how well he does with this drop play. One more medevac being made, and again, that's to set him up in towards kind of a follow-up drop. I mean, either he can join it up with these first two medevacs and go for a big push, which can be very good against Pure's Ling play, which is what Guru's going for right now. Or you can just do it the other way around, which is where you could maybe just say, well, you know what, I'm going to send it to the left-hand side and keep attacking to the right-hand side with this. A little bit micro right now as these Zerglings start to come in and surround Marines. Going to get lifted into the medevacs, though, and they are going to back way off over to the right-hand side. And then we do see another medevac from MarineLorD moving across. It looks as though it's going to join up with the first two. And I don't mind that at all, especially against someone like Guru, who really does like to play sort of en masse Zergling sort of styles and just lots of Lings in the same location, running around the map as well. You know, he likes to play like that, but this is very good against that because the Marines, when they're joined up together, can get so much damage done against Lings. However, +1/+1 going to be finished from them Lings, but not yet. It's 20 seconds here for MarineLorD to still get some good damage done, I feel. As we see that Widowmine burrowing as well, that'll be something nice for him to fall back to. As these Zerglings going to start running in. Widowmine's going to go off onto the Marines. And that obviously doesn't turn out too well in the end. It's a pretty even trade, though. Marines trading out for Zerglings. And all said and done, resources as well. It's actually favouring MarineLorD, so MarineLorD will be pretty happy with that. And behind this, he's going up into his 5 racks. He actually still doesn't have that. Okay, there we go. Third hat, and the third command center comes down over on the natural. Didn't think it would be quite in this location. As we see these Zerglings coming up the ramp, Marines will turn those few Lings away already here. So a few Zerglings already being turned away. I'm just going to be seeing more units gathering together. Widowmine going off, still in position here. Did pick up quite a lot of units before, so has actually had a pretty good time until now. I'm just going to be seeing the Zerglings going to be continue to move around. Finally, the Baneland Nest coming in. There's 2-2 upgrade start as well. It's definitely an upgrade lead here from Guru. But again, just Ling Bane from now. He does have the lair. Do we see a Spire added on? Did he just go for an Infestation Pit straight to Ultras? There's a few different ways he can play this out, most definitely. So keep our eyes open as we see those Marines moving forwards. And again, just another drop, scan, clean up some creep, and just getting damage done, forcing units, maybe forcing some Banes to be morphed in. And look at this, actually going to take this fight. But again, with 1 run upgrades and no upgrades still on the Marines, there's going to be Guru who's able to kind of just surround there and take this down and force this away. A couple Liberators going to come in from a distance now, sieging up onto that mineral line. A few drones already starting to drop. Sporecrawler will come behind the minerals as well and look to push those Liberators away. As going to see the third command center coming up. I'm going to move over into location right now as well. Another Marine or two going to be going down, and again, just going to be seeing these Marines looking to see what they can get up to. Another couple of troop tuners have been killed. These Zerglings keep on coming down to the south side. And Marines again looking to see what's up, looking to see if they can get damage done anyway. I love the addition of the couple of Liberators. It actually just adds so much potential in this army. As we're going to see this third CC, well, about to land, shouldn't have too much of an issue. Marines coming over to help push those Zerglings away. Some Marines join up from MarineLorD, and actually they catch a few Zerglings out in the open to begin with. As he starts to step back. For now, the upgrades are even, but again, it will be 2-2 advantage for Guru in the near future. MarineLorD just going to kind of fall back a little bit. More Marines coming out. I like what he's done here. He's sort of got like a position on this wall where he's like got one depot down so he can move units out easily. But the Marines sort of kind of finish off the wall in case of a run by, etc. So I kind of like that. That's pretty cute. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but that's pretty cute. Maybe it was. Maybe it was just one of those things. Anyways, we're just going to be seeing the Lings coming across from Guru and seeing what's going to happen. It's still just a lot of Lings. There's a lot of Banes now morphing in as well. And now we see Infestors being added on too. And so Guru going to be looking to hit quite an aggressive 2-2 timing, actually. I mean, obviously he's investing into Infestors. He's still going Hive and taking up, but I mean, he's about to have 2-2. He's going to have a lot of Banelings and Bane speed kicking in at the right time as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to just trade out a little bit at this point with all of this Ling Bane. Here we go, moving forwards. These Zerglings and Banelings going to get ready to go, and here we go now. We're going to see the Marines starting to split backwards. Widowmines will burrow, and then Widowmines will do a lot against this. The Widowmine shot onto the Banelings. Oh, it doesn't go off yet. It looks as though it's going to be huge as the Banelings crash on in. MarineLorD, well, does he have enough right now? Raises his depot's third base is going to be under a lot of fire, and SCV is starting to fall here. And, well, MarineLorD still has a lot of medevacs out, but they're obviously not helping too much unless they can actually heal. Another Widowmine will burrow their Liberators, doing a little bit more than you might think, as MarineLorD has lost 30 workers, but this isn't over just yet. I think he's actually still more or less going to be alright, because the medevac count will help him to kind of turn away, reinforcing Zerglings. And it wasn't pretty, it wasn't ideal, 36 workers lost, but he can rebuild that quite fast, and yeah, you know, it wasn't great, I don't think, but at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily kind of game-ending or anything along those lines. However, losing the third command center definitely is, and he has lost that third CC over here, and that is a big, big loss for him, losing the third orbital. So actually, well, that changes my opinion on everything there. I mean, MarineLorD's going to go across the map. It looks as though he'll just go for one last attack and basically try and see what he can do. I mean, he could maybe lift the main and move that into the third, but I mean, going off of no third CC, well, that's really, really kind of that'll really affect him here. Obviously, you're up to 3 hatches here from Guru, and he actually hasn't taken a 4th. If MarineLorD had kept that 3rd command center alive, this could be so different. He still has, actually, MarineLorD, a pretty good army coming in this left-hand side. Guru doesn't have Balins yet. He has an Infester, which could become interesting. Plenty of Widow Mines as well from MarineLorD, starting to spread those out. Getting ready to see what he can do as Marine's moving forwards again. Has to be careful of that one Infester. The Liberators slowly pushing forwards themselves. A couple of Widow Mines going to be shot by a Corrosive Bile or so. That Bile actually landed on some Marines, and obviously MarineLorD in this position can't afford to take damage like that as he moves on in. And he is going to get behind his mineral line, so some damage will be done. Marines have to be careful though, and there's that Infester coming forwards. The Fungal Growth lands on a lot of the Medivacs, so that's going to be a Corrosive Bile. Oh, he just gets away in time though. Widow Mine's still going off. We see the Liberators in the sky still. Reinforcing Marines coming in as well. I just wonder if MarineLorD's army is just too kind of Medivac heavy, perhaps? That being said, look how many reinforcements are coming across, and, well, Guru only really has these Ravagers right now. A few Zerglings as well. MarineLorD still has potential in this game. His army supply is way up there, and into some Zerglings like this, well, that's ideal for him. As we're going to see Corrosive Biles coming down, trying to clean up some of these mines again. He gets 3 of them. MarineLorD stimming up this ramp, looking to fight. Liberators will siege. We're going to see a few Marines actually still in one of these Medivacs there. As one of the Queens gets taken down. Now he unloads from that Medivac. But the Marine number, I think, might just be a little bit too high. Zerglings streaming in. And MarineLorD's one chance counter-attack is going to work out for him. He pushes on through. Queens are going down. Drones are falling. Zerglings just have nowhere to go. And MarineLorD, he'll kill off this Evo Chamber. That'll be +3 attack. Gone. So that'll keep him even on the upgrades. And he's going to kill off the natural expansion. All of a sudden, it's Guru down to just 2 bases. You're going to see these Marines going to be going up the ramp once again. SCVs, Overlord's taking damage, and, well, those Balins are just going to keep on falling as well. There just isn't enough here any longer. MarineLorD target fires down the Balins. Those Ravagers will go down. Guru taps out, and game number 1 goes the way. Reapers it up, or something along those lines. Looks as though he will, because look at this, and SCV's already starting to move out onto the map. To the top left-hand side from Millennium. Our red Terran player is MarineLorD. And down to the bottom right, this is going to be our blue Zerg player from True Esports. Let's see if he can bounce back. It is Guru, who will have to go into defense mode here early as MarineLorD moves across the map. Although just one SCV. Just one SCV, so it's just going to be the single Rax Reaper. And I wonder what the follow-up then turns into. Guru is going to be pulling his drone down to the lower ground shortly, I believe, for hatchery first. There it is, drone on the way over. Just going to be popping that hatch down, and Guru's just going to set up into this. So, hatchery first, and there's that Rax coming in now from MarineLorD. So again, it's an interesting opening for MarineLorD, because it's not going to be free Rax Reaper or anything along those lines. Just going to be one barracks out on the map, and then we'll see what his follow-up turns into back at home. Probably see the factory coming in back at home. Off the back of a command center, and then get some Hellions up as well. It's probably a pretty common way to follow up with here on Apotheosis, I would imagine. Those Hellions going to be nice for kind of controlling what is a very large map, actually. Maybe not very wide, but definitely very elongated, as we're going to be seeing the barracks going to be finishing up, and let's see how this is going to go. Reaper is going to start on up right now. We're going to see a spawning pool coming in from Guru as part of his hatch gas pool build order, so nothing too crazy just yet. Guru is seen that SCV coming in from maybe a bit of a weird angle, so he's going to check over here. He'll see one barracks proxied. At this point, though, that's not really going to change up too much. Maybe he makes a couple more lings than he initially would usually. Maybe he'll be checking for this bunker. But for the most part, I think he's going to be sort of okay here, as we're going to see the bunker is spotted. So I guess kind of the bunker not being able to get up is maybe one of the bigger things about this, as we're going to see that first Reaper pop in. A second Reaper will, of course, build, and he begins his command center in his base back at home. He knows that taking on the low ground is very risky, and he doesn't have any unit production. Another depot as well. I'm just going to see this one Reaper and the SCV coming forwards. Obviously, ideally, he would like to try and still get that bunker up right now, and that's exactly what he's going to go for. The bunker just kind of a safe haven for the Reapers to jump into. And actually, Guru here going to invest into a Spine Crawl to help him defend early on. One Link peels away and is going to start targeting down the SCV. Coming back up to the high ground, SCV going to be safe for a moment, but not long enough. And actually, the first Reaper goes down. Bit of a mistake there by MarineLorD. I was going to see another Reaper coming across the map and looking to see what he can do. Well, not coming across the map, but coming out of that barracks. So first Reaper goes down. It's a little bit of a mistake there. Now we see a Marine being produced. And there is indeed that factory coming in back at home. Spankle will have to push this away, and we'll just see MarineLorD having to back away now. I mean, that Rip again, very low once again. He's still trading, trading, just so close to those Zerglings. As he takes one shot from the Queen, survives on 3 HP, and is able to get away. So this Reaper's staying alive now. We're going to see a group of Zerglings there going to start moving up to the top side of the map. So we're going to be seeing the Lings moving up the right-hand side, and just going to see one Marine popping out, going to target an Overlord, and this barracks going to lift and start going home as well. It's actually a second Marine coming out. The first Marine already headed back home. Factory going to lift, build a reactor, and there's a starport coming down too. It's not a lot of damage early in the game, most definitely by MarineLorD. It's been barely any damage at all, really. As, oh, that's the first Marine, right? So this is problematic because these Zerglings are going to catch it. So actually these Lings are going to hit speed. The thing is, oh, it's a reactor building as well. So the reactor might actually just go down here. And if the reactor goes down, this is a problem because there is no kind of like repair on the reactor that's still building. He obviously, MarineLorD believes in this because he isn't actually building anything behind this. Okay, now he's going to build another depot. He knows this is going to go down. Is that a wall though? Is that tight? It looks as though it is. So the wall is here, and this is going to be in the defense in the end, but it was a little bit scary for a couple moments there as the grenade comes down. We'll just sort of pick away at these Zerglings with his Reaper. Not much damage done, and one Hellion building, obviously not ideal losing the reactor. But, I mean, this is the choice he made. He knows this is a possibility, and especially losing that first Reaper. That means he can't keep as many of the Lings kind of busy on the other side of the map. I mean, at this point in the game anyway, Ling speed's kicked in, so it's likely that the Lings will get across there. Although maybe they still moved across a little bit earlier than usual because of that first Reaper having gone down. Hellion and Reaper moving out. We're going to see this reactor will rebuild. Starport building up a Viking. And the third CC actually coming down as well. So the Zergling's going to commit forwards. Grenade here initially is alright. And the Reaper trying to get back will go down. Hellion survives. One work and the Reaper going down there. It's not actually, again, too bad a trade from MarineLorD. Because he killed off a lot of Zerglings with that though. So that's alright. We're going to see an armory on the way from him. Intrigued to see what that leads us into. Obviously right now there isn't anything that he can really do with an armory. Because he doesn't even have that many Hellions to morph into Hellbats. Let's see what happens. I wonder if he just plays straight up mech. That's a possibility here, of course. So let's see if that's going to be something that happens. That armor going to be finishing in just a few moments' time. Zergling moving forwards here from Guru. We're going to see what's going on. And we'll just get shot down there pretty quickly. So Zergling getting shot down pretty quick, no real issue. A couple more Hellions coming out and just joining together here over towards the natural command center as a few mules start to drop down. Spire is on the way up from Guru as well. So that's actually a pretty fast Spire from him. This time around, changing up his playstyle a little bit. We didn't see the Spire on King Sejong Station. Here in game number 2 on Apotheosis, we will. It's definitely a good map for the Mutalisks. It's large, it's long. You know, you can definitely find lots of different ways to jump between the bases and be very annoying. You know, you jump between this gold base and the main, this base and the main, this base and the natural. There's so many bases to jump between the Mutas, and that's when Mutas become very, very frustrating. Hellion's starting to kind of fight against some Zerglings here. I mean, the Hellion count early on is going to look pretty good. As we're going to see +1 ship weapons coming in. Alright, guys, we are going to be seeing some Hellion Liberator, some Sky Terran play here on Apotheosis. This is the build which MarineLorD used back against Nurture in the DreamHack Valencia finals. That's a matchup, of course, we might have a rematch of tonight. I'm going to see that Zerglin getting roasted down, and again, a couple more Hellions just currently being made. So Liberator's on the way out, and again, this is generally going to tend to become one of the longer games of this series, most likely. Sky Terran just tends to kind of go on a while, you know, the Terran player builds up and doesn't really attack, but more so harasses. And the Zerg doesn't really want to attack into such a defensive Terran player either, so this can definitely become a bit of a lengthier game. We did see New Gettysburg vetoed out by MarineLorD, so doesn't want to play split map games. But Sky Terran's a little bit different to that split map sort of scenario. So let's see how this goes anyway. 10 meters about to pop up. Now the meters are probably not going to do too well at all against Sky Terran, obviously. I mean, Corruptors, great. Because they're a little bit beefier, but Mutalisks? No, that's going to just take a lot of damage here. So we actually see a Hellion run by. 10 drones killed, and actually going to see a few more adding on up right now as well. Some of them drones going down in the main base to this Liberator play. 3 and 5 kills. In fact, the majority of the kills coming down to the Liberators. And we're going to be seeing one of them goes down, the other will escape. Nice little combo of attacks there, though, from MarineLorD to get some damage done. So, damage starting to be done. The Mutas will be on the map now, though, and that's where MarineLorD has to be a little bit more careful with the Liberators, has to join them together to make sure that they really do sort of become able to trade here. This, the power of those Liberators lies in their splash damage, and so that's why, 5 to 6 Liberators will deal with, to some extent, any number of Mutalisks for the in most scenarios at least. So, MarineLorD going to start saturating his gold base now, as we see. Mutas going to start taking a little bit of damage. Viking top Liberators. A couple Liberators to the top side too, but the Mutas are pretty well spread. And some Zerglings starting to stream in as well. MarineLorD's going to actually end up losing his Liberators here, and that could be problematic. There's another turret in the mineral line here though, and he should be able to protect that. So actually these Mutas are not going to get too much more done. In fact, he's just going to keep on losing Mutalisks. And so in the end, MarineLorD is able to clean this up, shut that down. And he looks pretty good here. +1 fire attacks coming in now from Guru. We're going to be seeing a couple of Liberators coming forwards again, looking to try and push those Mutalisks away. More Zerglings, more Mutas being made. A couple of Hellions and 3 more Liberators coming up right now from MarineLorD as well. So, continue to set up into this. A barracks in the center of the map from MarineLorD. Just going to be looking to try and scout and see what is going on. +2 melee attack coming in from Guru as he still commits into melee upgrades, which I find interesting considering he is playing against the Sky Terran playstyle. You know, you'd imagine Roaches would be on the way to try and fight against the Hellions, stop Hellion run-bys, etc, etc, as we're going to see those few Hellions coming to the left-hand side, roasting some Lings again. A little bit of a run-by in towards the Mineral Liners. Well, there's the Liberators though, and the Liberators now 4 in number and stacked together. It makes it so much scarier for their Mutas to really get anything done at all. More Liberators in production. Of course, now we see Guru is starting to make that switch into the Corruptors. So he is starting to build up Corruptors instead, changing things up a little bit. So Corruptors on the way, and again, you're just going to be seeing Infestation Pit coming down the front, and, well, there we go. Guru's starting to tech up. I mean, again, against Sky Terran later in the game, you need something. Corruptors do okay, but, you know, things like the Vipers are going to just add so much utility to your army. More Infestors are actually going to be so useful as well. I mean, you think about it, Vipers can Parasitic Bomb, they can Abduct. The Infested can Fungal for Parasitic Bomb combos. There's so much here, and it definitely, I think, is the kind of the right way to play to keep on teching up. You definitely just can't spam Corruptors forever, because the Liberator count just gets too high and becomes too good. Now, we are going to see Banshee production starting up here. Have we seen a Fusion Core yet? I don't believe we have. And so without a Fusion Core, there's not going to be Hyperflight Rotors yet, no Advanced Ballistics. That's something we still sort of have to kind of look towards in the near future. As upgrades coming in to help MarineLorD's army. Obviously, the Advanced Ballistics helps those Liberators just fight from a greater distance, keep them safe during fights. If they do have to siege up, which against the Ling-based army, probably not going to happen. But the Hyperflight Rotors is a really great way to be able to move around the map with Banshees, and even against Mutas and Corruptors, you can just trade so nicely and kind of harass, then back away, and then just do a little bit more. 4 Corruptors here, not going to have a good time at all. They're starting to go down. A little bit of a Ling run-by in towards the natural expansion, though. Another big Hellion run-by down the left-hand side. As actually, there's currently Zerglings all over the place. 12 workers going down and still counting. But man, those Liberators had a pretty good time. And here we go, running on in over towards the third. He's not going to get much done at all, though. These Hellions get denied. And all of a sudden, MarineLorD has just lost 22 workers and done nothing in return, apart from kill off a few Corruptors. Still, though, I kind of like MarineLorD's army at this point. I mean, it's definitely, you know, when you look at kind of the armies together, the amount of Liberators that he's getting towards are very able to fight against the Mutas and Corruptors that are up for his opponent. Since we see more Lings coming across the map, just seems to be kind of stabilizing against those kind of Ling run-bys a little bit more easily, allowing them to do just a little bit too much damage. At this point, we're going to see the Lings coming in. They're going to start surrounding the turret and then go into fight as well. Liberators on the way over. Big group of Zerglings to the right-hand side. They're going to go for the natural expansion. These Hellions still trading, and Banshee's coming in as well. A couple of Liberators will siege just to help against the Roaches on the ground. MarineLorD lifts the depots in time this time around, so these Zerglings are not going to do much now. As the Hellions run in, they'll be able to start cleaning this up. Although actually one of the depots goes down there. So one of the depots goes down and we're going to have to keep on trying to fight with the Hellions. And actually the Hellions starting to go down as well. I mean, it is hard to some extent to keep on microing those Hellions against Zerglings time and time again, so just MarineLorD, a couple of mistakes there, but he's still making more and more Hellions, so he's still setting up nicely and, again, just trading. He is way down on supply, though, and so Guru going across the map, he's maxed out, he hasn't really taken much damage throughout the game, and so what he's saying is, I'm maxed out now, I feel this is a good timing for me to attack. Let's see how he's, let's see if he's going to be able to make something happen with his, well, maxed out army. I don't really think it's the best maxed out army he could have, but it's definitely going to have something. We're definitely going to see a trade here, at least, so let's see how it's going to go. A few Lings are going to get found by Hellions, which are trying to run by once again. And again, we see the Hellions going to start running towards the natural. Again, the depots don't lift, and well, Mutas go over to the left-hand side. The Liberators and the the Vikings, etc. Well, they're over here, but there's just so many Corruptors, and they are just starting to fall already. So these Liberators going down, Zerglings are through into the natural and the main base again. And MarineLorD just can't seem to catch a break from those Zergling run-bys. As we see, Guru here is going to keep on trading out. And I think this is going to be GG in just a moment or two because MarineLorD has nothing left. Guru is going to take game 2. And we're going to be also to people who've donated / resubbed. So first of all, let's introduce these guys on Galactic Process. To the bottom left from Millennium, it is MarineLorD, our red Terran player. And winning game number 2 to the top right-hand side from True Esports, our blue Zerg player, Guru. So first of all, thank you very much, JimWit9, for the $5 donation during that last game. He says, thanks for bringing such a large volume of SCT games to us constantly. I really appreciate how much work you're putting into streaming all the time. Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Jim WT9, for the $5. We get some love in the chat, please, for donator. And thank you very much, Scarlett, as well, for the 2-month resub. He throws in the no GG forehead into the chat. Yeah, these guys don't like each other, and I think that's why we're probably not going to see a GG in this series. But thank you very much for the donation. Thank you very much for the resub, guys. Let's throw some love into the chat, and let's see how game number 3 is going to go. Keeping the pace up, keeping a nice quick pace tonight, because it is best of 5 groups, guys. With these best of 5 groups, we want to kind of, not slow down too much, because otherwise it can take just a little bit too long. So, 1-1, and going into a 3-Racks Reaper player in game number 3, MarineLorD, changing things up a little bit there. He's obviously played very different playstyle each game so far, with the double racks 2-1-1 sim push in game number 1. In game number 2, he plays the Sky Terran, and here now in game 3, he'll open with the 3-Racks Reaper. A build order we might see again later in the series, Frozen Temple, is map 5 of this series. So if required, we will maybe be seeing 3-Racks Reaper again, because that is the other map where this build order is very powerful on. Already guaranteed, though, we're going to see obviously Galactic Process now for 3rd map, and 4th map will be Frost. So already guaranteed to see Frost as the next one. So it'll be interesting to see who will take the lead into that series. As we set up now, Reaper going to come across the map from MarineLorD, and if you see more Reapers will be on the way shortly. It was just a hatch gas pool out of our Zerg player, was it? Am I being wrong? Maybe I am being wrong, actually. Lightning speed? No, it was a hatch gas pool. We only made 1 queen. Okay, 2nd queen was just like a little bit late to start or something here. A little bit interesting. Anyways, we're going to be seeing these couple of Reapers just going to be moving forwards. Have a little bit of a look to see what they can do. Actually going to find a drone kill or two on this low ground here and blasting into the sky. That's going to be both the drones going down. It's a nice little start, and now he's going to get some damage as well onto one of these queens. And again, just starting to pick away with this 3-Racks Reaper play. It's exactly what we want to be doing. Guru has identified it, of course, and so he has dropped a Roach Roaring down, getting set up into this himself. We see MarineLorD will expand on the high ground. And we'll see 4 Reapers going to hop up into the high ground of the Zerg play, actually. And with no use in this main base, drones are going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Already 1 more going down. He'll actually drop back down to the low ground. There's actually plenty of drones down here, right for the picking as well. And so this is really not going well at all here from Guru. In fact, this is going horrendously badly, because he's lost 4 workers already. And in a game, in a kind of matchup, or in a kind of composition where you want to be trading well and throughout, this is not happening at all. MarineLorD hasn't lost anything still, and right now, it doesn't look as though he's even going to begin losing anything. Reaper's pulling back, now a Roach coming in. MarineLorD losing nothing still at this point, as we do see the Zerglings coming in, but still no kills. 2 of the Reapers very, very low, but still alive and still fighting. And we're seeing the Reapers all join up together now, up to 8, and still more in production. One of the interesting things as well, we actually see the double CC, so already getting a bit of an idea as to the follow-up. But another interesting thing here will be to kind of see how many Reapers does MarineLorD cut at to start building Tech Lab, Reactor, and just going into proper bio-production here as we see grenades still coming down. Man, that 1 Reaper in the front is so low. He still hasn't lost anything, though. And back into the main base he goes, and you know what? Again, he's just going to get behind this mineral line. Guru, what is he doing? He's just completely out of position. Finally, a Reaper goes down. As we're going to see another couple of grenades coming in as well. Queen will fall on the natural. Another couple of grenades. Another Queen goes down. I mean, this is just too much damage taken from the 3-Racks Reaper play. It really, really is, as MarineLorD drops the mule in the mineral line. Wow, these guys are really at each other's throats. The mule in the mineral line when he's still 3-Racks Reaper in his opponent. Well, if that isn't just a kick in the teeth, I don't know what is. Guru will leave the game. He takes the hint. He gets out right now. To the top right-hand side. Oh, he gets the spawns he would have been looking for as well. It's the Teal Terran player. It is going to be, from Millennium, it's MarineLorD. And down to the bottom right from True Esports is going to be our purple Zerg. Let's hear it if you're cheering on Guru. Okay then, so game number 4. I just watched the 3-Racks Reaper, the mule drop again on that last game. Oh man. Alright, so yeah, going into this 4th game, I mean, they're nice spawns for the Terran player. The Terran player will not really have much of an issue taking 4 bases on this map, whereas the Zerg can sometimes not really want to take this 3rd base in a forward location right now. So, just going to be seeing the mining. Just gonna get set up over here. No, sorry. I'm gonna get distracted. I'm busy watching the chat. Sorry. So the 3rd hatchery over here can become a little bit hard to hold with Terran pushes coming around the right-hand side. This sort of ledge over here is Liberator friendly, so it can be sort of hard to get this base here, which means sometimes some Zergs like to try and take their base down to this side instead, which is then very segregated from the other bases compared to the Terran. He will just take his 4 bases quite comfortably. So I feel as though it's going to be MarineLorD feeling pretty happy about how this is going right now. I'm just setting up into this. So you'll see this barracks does finish. Reaper will start in the production. So Reaper is on the way up. I'm just going to be seeing this SCV to the low ground ready to expand once again. So very standard Reaper expand from MarineLorD. Does he go back to what he did in game number 1? Does he go for a factory base follow-up and keep things fresh and keep on changing up his build order every single game? Let's see, because we see the second SCV coming forwards. It's not for depot, and it is for second rack. So back to what we saw all the way, it seems like it's some time ago after the last couple of games, but all the way back on King's Drone Station, this double rack's opening. This was the opening which, of course, we saw MarineLorD using to great effect to take a victory in game number 1. So, that being said, actually, he set up quite nicely with the opening, but he actually then almost died to the big counterattack. In fact, he was pretty much dead. His one final attack with his final army was just about able to clean up and to close things out. Going to be seeing this Reaper scouting around, just trying to figure out where Guru is in the early stages. Guru has already seen the CC be pulled back before MarineLorD could spot the Overlord. So, unfortunately for MarineLorD, the last position he checks here is going to be the correct position for his opponent's base. So Reaper pops up, and again, just looking around, sees no natural here, and so you will find him to the bottom right-hand side eventually. As we'll see third hatchery coming down, again taking that southern base first, because it's kind of awful as well, because if you take this as your third base, it's still pretty brutal, because a high ground position can be so difficult to defend against as well. It's not easy for the Terran player to get into, but drop play, etc. can still be very good in that location, so it's just not a very good kind of spawn location for Guru at all. It's one of those things with Frost where it's a nice map, but the spawns have such a great effect on the TvZ matchup. Then we've seen this Marines continue to pop out of these racks. The Marines continue to come out, joining up together over towards the ramp here. Factory is finished, and we'll see a starport added on here in just a few moments' time. So starport will come down very shortly, and I mean, we know this build order off by heart by now. If you've watched StarCraft 2 in the past few months, if you've watched TvZs and paid any attention, this is a build order you should literally be able to kind of recite. You know, maybe you can't do it, but maybe you could probably be able to recite it, because it's just so popular now in the Terran versus Zerg meta. Maybe dying off a little bit in popularity. We're seeing a few more kind of factory-based openings once again nowadays. For the most part, still just very, very popular. Marine's going to pick off a couple of Zerglings there, and just going to be seeing more and more Marines continue to stream on out. Reactor will be finishing up in just a few moments from MarineLorD. We'll see the starport going to be able to hop onto that reactor very shortly here as well. A couple of Lings will move out from Guru, and they've been just kind of looking around, but not much they can really do, as we see this Reaper from MarineLorD still around as well. It's always nice to kind of realize when the Reaper is still alive, because the Reaper's grenade can actually add such a kind of complexity to the engagement when the Marines come across. If a grenade goes into the center of the, into the center of the Zerglings, all of a sudden they're losing a lot of mining time. They take a lot of splash damage to begin with as well, and that can really, really affect. So, you're just going to be seeing this Reaper coming in and just having a little bit of a go over on the mineral line, over towards the third base. So, just going to be working his way against that. We see these Marines just joining up together towards the natural expansion. And there you go. Medevac's going to lift, and across the map there it goes. So, you'll see these Medevacs moving down towards the south side. And you'll see these Zerglings all joining up together. So, Zerglings just joined up together, and again, Medevac's starting to unload. More Lings being made by Guru, so he's going to be very, very, very well prepared for this. But again, that's okay, because the Terran player right now, one of the things he just really wants to do in this is, oh, the Reaper gets away. One of the things he really wants to do is just to maybe clean out some creep, force some units, and again, look towards the follow-up more so than anything else here. I mean, if he gets damage done, that's great, but it's not kind of, you know, the end of the world if he doesn't. And actually he does. I mean, he kills the creep tumor, he kills off, what, he kills off an Overlord, a couple of Lings, and that's a great start. Third Medevac will pop, so he'll reinforce this army with another Medevac units, and again, just going to be seeing the third CC coming down. Just past this, just after this couple of double engineering bases, which are down as well. Pretty much the exact same playstyle as what we saw in game number 1 out of MarineLorD. Same follow and everything. You're going to see these Marines lifting up once again. They're going to move down to the south. They're going to be dropping off over here. And, well, I like it. Up in the high ground position, can maybe get something done. Could actually maybe burrow a Widowmine here to begin with. And that could be actually a little bit frustrating. Looks though Guru has realized this though. And already running in for some Zerglings. Maybe a little bit preemptively there. We're going to see the Marines will take the high ground, and Guru will have to stop pulling his drones away. Free workers already going down. That Widowmine will hold this position quite nicely, and that's something which Guru's going to have to try and micro against if he wants to fight in towards these Marines, pulling the Medevacs back, keeping them out of Queen range. And as you see, the first few banners starting to come into play. So a few bins starting to come in, and we're just going to see another creep streamer coming down right now. He's coming in again and again, just a few seconds, just seeing what's going on. Queen's actually going to start going down here, so both Queen's getting picked off. There's the Widowmine connection. MarineLorD lifts up in plenty of time to avoid friendly fire, and he might just drop in towards the main base here, trade against a few more Marines, so a few more Zerglings, and again, just kind of, you know, even if he kills off just a few more Zerglings, it's probably going to be a decent trade for him. So, sitting in the corner, a little bit more damage done, lifts up once again. Back at home, his first CC morphs to an orbital, his 1-1 upgrades coming into completion, his armor is already starting, and Guru is still just playing mass Zerglings, his 2-2 upgrades starting himself now, and just continue to set up into this. MarineLorD, well, he wants to make sure he doesn't let Guru get too far ahead on those upgrades. That's what happened in game number 1, as MarineLorD, I think, just delayed his 2-2 for a little while here, so he's just trying to just keep up with that. Widowmine moves to the high ground, picks up a few kills there, and just going to be staying there for now. Spore Crawler coming into position. Interesting that we see a Spore Crawler rather than a Overseer. Still only Zerglings, 5 Banelings, but still only 5. I mean, it's not that many. As 2 more drops come in, MarineLorD is still just looking to sort of fight with this kind of grouped up set of Marines. It's interesting. This medevac could go back home, either just kind of bring in more Marines, or could just stay with the army as well. Just has to be careful because it is a little bit low on health. Widowmine again gets 2 more kills. And Guru just continuing to take damage from this Widowmine right now. As we're going to see that Widowmine gets cleaned up now, though. And these Marines are going to start fighting here. So a couple of drones are going down. Scan will come down as well. And we are going to see a lot of these creep teamers starting to be cleaned up. So a lot of creep being cleaned up right now. Here we go. Zerglings running down. There's Ram Banelings coming in as well. But MarineLorD just lifts. And this is the power of playing against any sort of build order that doesn't involve a Spire. You can just trade and trade and trade and trade and trade. And that's exactly what MarineLorD is doing. So just lifting up again. He's actually taking a supply lead for himself. Guru with a lot of gas in the bank. You're going to see, oh, the Baneling's going to get caught. Only 1 goes down. So reacting to that and pulling them away in plenty of time to minimize the damage he would have took there. A few more Marines just unloading from the medevacs, and a couple of drones going down. This time to a big drop in the natural expansion. Widowmine does go down. Will go off on just a couple of Zerglings. Maybe could have got a bit more, but just wasn't quite in the right position. As we see, nice target fire on the Banelings again. So the Marines will trade with these Zerglings, and they run in just on single file. Guru loses so much trying to come into this, and now MarineLorD will just lift again. I mean, to some extent, he could just start unloading, and if he just pre-splits, I think he can actually just fight against this. He just needs to make sure he doesn't let the Banelings get too good a connection. As he unloads in the main base, there's drop back in the natural expansion as well, doing some more damage here. Infestor's coming forwards. No fungal growth energy yet, though, and so these medevacs will get away unpunished. And the Infestor keeps on running in. MarineLorD maybe could have targeted that one down, but it was already kind of in his mind that he was going to lift up and back away instead. As the Marines move forwards once more, we see a couple more drones going down here. 3 drones killed. Marines continuing to work their way through the Spore Crawler. It goes down. And honestly, MarineLorD is just continuing to just kind of pull Guru all over the place right now. Guru can't get a moment of peace for himself to recuperate, to relax, and just figure out what his plan's going to be. He's just going to sit behind, and he's going to be hurting for the foreseeable future. More Marines and Mines just going to be joined up just between the Natural Command Center and the 3rd Command Center. So, I mean, reinforcements just getting set to go, whether they lift in medevacs, whether he just attacks across the map with everything. Either or. As we're going to see a couple of medevacs will go back home to sort of join up with them. I mean, you can see MarineLorD is giving Guru some respect here. He's saying, well, you know what? I mean, you might be going in towards Hive Tech. You might have Ultras sometime soon. So I'm going to start making some Liberators. And just do that behind my continued aggression as he comes in. 3, 4, 5, 6 workers killed, and still counting up to 10 workers killed there. Fungal growth misses apart from on 1 or 2 Marines. And so this drop just continues to move around, and it's going to be another couple of workers killed. Zerglings rolling on in again, and Baneling 2. Not going to get too much else. Does he catch the fungal growth this time? He does indeed. So finally, this group of medevacs might be shut down. Obviously, MarineLorD can't even unload, sat in the dead airspace. Oh, no way! Okay, well, this is just a series Guru is clearly not meant to win. When 2 medevacs get away from a fungal on 2 HP and 18 HP and you don't hit the full-on follow-up, you're just not meant to win this. Like, that was like a Guru's chance to maybe sort of get something done in this game. But it's just not going to happen, and here we go. Continue to march across the map, taking the 4th Command Center back at home. We haven't even looked at the Terran space in so long, because we just haven't had to. We're going to see the mule dropping down already. The first initial engagement isn't great, actually, because the Marines are all clumped up. Banelings roll in. It's actually going to be a pretty good fight from Guru. A couple of Widow Mines will go off on Infestors in the end. He'll get 2 kills. Liberator's going to have to unsiege 2. MarineLorD not microing that as well as he should have done, but still traded well enough just because of how much he has. He'll kill off the Infestation Pit. He will find the Ultras Cavern as well, and that's going to be something he picks off here if he wants to pick it off. I mean, that would be a very important pick off. Stop the Ultras coming into the game, make your life so much easier as Queens start to transfuse each other. Gratz says Guru as he taps on out. And MarineLorD is going to take the first series of the day today with a 3-1